Morning guys, how you doing? Welcome to the Academic Answers podcast, and I just want to tell you up front that people who cannot make themselves do anything cannot achieve much in life, and that's what we're talking about today: discipline. Thanks for listening to us, thanks for joining in, and I want to tell you that you can come up with all the desires that you want, you can come up with all the dreams that you want, you can come up with all the plans that you have, all the good intentions, you can do all the mental work that you want to do, but unless you form the discipline to create habits, rituals, and routines, you will never be able to sustain long enough to come up with great results in your life. It's going to take a certain level or high levels of self-discipline to make it out here in the world. And when you are in a situation that make you disciplined, that make you do stuff, it is fine. You got to get to work at 9 o'clock, otherwise you don't have a source of income. If you keep doing that, keep reaching there late, you got to do your school work, otherwise your parents are not going to tolerate it and you have to leave out the house. You have to leave the house, you got to get good grades, or you're going to flunk your college after how many years. All that stuff that you are locked into, that you're held to, that is probably like the big stick approach. Like there is this immediate consequence of not performing a certain way. That is not the type of discipline I'm talking about. The type of discipline I'm talking about is self-discipline. Self-discipline is the discipline that makes you do things off your own premonitions and initiative. Things that make you do things when no one is watching, when no one is over you, when you are going for something and there's no immediate result, feedback, or process that's coming from it. That's why so many people in the space that I do is always say that you must do something you love, because as Steve Jobs says, that you have to love it, because it is so hard that any logical person will stop if they don't love it. If you love it, you will do it either way, because there is a pull from within. There is that desire that is pulling you to it, and even if you're not getting paid for it, even if you see no money, even if you see no result, you're still doing it because it is satisfying something within. It is feeding that inner thing that demands for you to express it. An artist will paint, they love to paint, they want to paint, and even if they don't know how they're going to make money from it, even if they're not making money from it, they are still being satisfied. Now, not many people is in that area that is so tied to the desires of their heart, or not so many people, or maybe they have moved from it. What do I mean? Let's say you love to cook and you are now at a position where you want to make money from cooking. Now, you can cook all there is to probably run the business, supply the customer, or you cannot fill all that demand by yourself, so you hire other people. And then other areas of the business pull you away from the cooking. You got to go to the bank, you have to get supplies, you have to handle customers, you have to make payments, all that stuff, and it pulls you away from cooking. Now you are not cooking anymore, but you're running a cooking business. All of a sudden, your art, your craft, the thing that you love is not what you're doing. And you are at a point where you're feeling empty, you're not fulfilled by this type of work that you're doing. Still in the cooking business, but you're not the actual person who is cooking. Now it needs discipline to keep going, because there's nothing to fuel you. You are actually not doing the cooking. If you cannot find that discipline to keep going, and to keep going the right way, you'll burn out, you'll get tired, your business will go bankrupt. It won't work for you. It's going to take discipline now to learn and to apply the things that will improve your business and keep you going, because now you're not actually doing the cooking, and you're not actually the person who is doing that part of the business that make you start in the first place. So you're going to need discipline to go on. Discipline comes in in many different ways. And I always tell people, this is always my line, that somebody who is a basketballer, they probably like to take jump shots. But you got to learn to block. You have to learn to go for rebounds. You have to learn to defend. You have to learn to run. You have to do all the other areas that you don't necessarily like. Because you like to do jump shots. That's your favorite thing. It's going to take discipline to work hard in the other areas, because jump shots alone does not play the game of basketball. Like you like to work out. You want a good body. You want a great physique. You want to be healthy. You want to be fit all over. But you don't like to do squats. For years, I didn't like to do squats. I wouldn't do them. But they are necessary for overall core strength. It took discipline for me to go into the gym and do my squats. I do my bench press, I do my curls, I do everything else, and I'll skirt around the squats. If I don't find the discipline, if I don't cultivate, if I don't develop the discipline to do it, even if I don't like it, then I will not be entirely fit, or I will have been shortchanging myself and my body of being in its best shape. And that's where discipline usually comes in. Discipline is the thing that is needed in the areas that you don't have a natural likeness. I do stuff online. I don't like to edit videos or to write descriptions, but I have to have good descriptions. My video have to be properly edited. I need to understand that that needs to be done. I'm either going to pay for it to be done, or I'm going to have to sit down and do it myself. Discipline is an ingredient in everything that is positive. Discipline is a main ingredient in every positive, progressive thing. Because discipline is the route to happiness. Discipline is a route to accomplishment. Because without the discipline, you will not be able to sustain long enough. Everything that you are doing to build skills take time and effort. And not only effort, consistent effort. Consistent effort comes out of the discipline to do it. The discipline to go to the gym on the 1st of January, the 2nd of January, the 3rd of January, all the way to the 15th of January. Not seeing any result, but still going and pressing forward. So that's what discipline is, and that's how important discipline is. So I know this era is moving away from the fundamentals. All you hear now is take this strategy, use this strategy, use this plan. Here is go on this desire. You have to love this. You have to want to do this. You have to get this person. You have to get a coach, and all that other stuff. But just understand that the fundamentals have not changed. Discipline, commitment, consistency, a positive mental attitude, those are at the core. And be careful. Be very careful. Be very careful. And I speak to entrepreneurs because I'm an entrepreneur, and that's what we are about ultimately. Be very careful that you don't go off trying to make it on Amazon, jumping on the latest clickbank trick, doing digital marketing, doing Facebook ads, doing YouTube ads, doing blogging, doing YouTubing, all the other stuff. I'm trying to set up a brick and mortar business, learning stocks, learning crypto. Be very careful that you don't think, you're not expecting, or it's not in your consciousness, or you're not of the view that these guys who are teaching you how to do it is just coming out here merely on the strategy that they have and is hitting these targets and making these moves and making all this money and growing their businesses. They didn't start there. That's not where you're going to start either if you want to make it. The strategy has to be implemented. The groundwork has to be done. The foundation has to be laid. You have to put in the work. You have to understand the game. You have to put in the work. You have to learn the craft. You have to do. And that takes discipline. I know they jump over that for marketing purposes, to sell their course and to get the clicks and to get the listens and to get the likes and to get the shares and to get the subscribers and to make the money and to get the sale. But it is your responsibility to understand that nothing is going to be overnight. And by overnight, I mean that it's going to take time, and the time that it's taking is what you're going to pour discipline into. Hope you understand that. Hope you understand that you're not going to download a Robinhood app and make $1 million. You're not going to buy this next trading program and make the money. You have to set the foundation. Amateurs don't win. And if they win, the win doesn't last. You gotta have a foundation upon which that winning can sit. And no one that you or I know, I don't care what they come on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube and tell you, but no successful person who has made it, who has sustained it, has ever done it without putting in the work. You have to set aside the time to put in the work. And we often see the glories and the thrills and the fancies, but we don't see the hard work that goes on in the background. The sleepless nights that these people have, like the money that they invest in themselves, the time that they invest in themselves, the rituals that they go through to be creative, to sustain their minds. We don't see the backstory. Success is going to take a part of you, and you have to be willing to give that part. You have to be willing to put in that work. And if you're willing to put in that work, then it will happen for you. That's only when it will happen for you, because you cannot erect a large structure without a solid foundation. The higher you want the structure to go, the deeper you have to dig the foundation. And every move you make, every progress you make will be rooted, must be grounded in discipline. Have a great one, my friends. Always a pleasure. Have a good day.